I always like to go to the Regal Mystery Movies or the Cinemark Sight Unseen previews. Basically, you pay a low price for a movie, you don't know what the movie's going to be. Sometimes you see a great film a few weeks before it opens, and sometimes they're not so great. But you know what? I saw a pretty good one this past weekend. Hey everybody, I am Sean McBride, the movie guy, and today let's talk about Dead of Winter.
Try that again, you're dead.
Hello? Anyone out there? It's an emergency. There's been a kidnapping. Anyone?
In Dead of Winter, Emma Thompson stars as Barb. Now, Barb is a woman in mourning. Her husband, a longtime husband, has just passed away. And to honor his memory, she is driving up into the Minnesota backwoods, way up in the mountains. She's going to a place where I believe it's where they first had their first date ice fishing on this lake clear up in the woods. Either way, she is just there to honor his memory and to reflect on their time together. The problem is that while she's there, she hears a gunshot. And then suddenly she sees a guy with a gun chasing a young woman who's got duct tape on her mouth and her hands are tied behind her back. And basically she's been kidnapped. And Emma Thompson's character, Barb, thinks, oh, good heavens, I've got to save this woman. So of course she decides that she's got to help this young woman. She tries to call the police, but they're so far in the backcountry that she doesn't have any cell phone reception. So she heads off to see what she can do. And the real problem is that she hasn't met the real villain of this movie, who is played by Judy Greer. That's right, lovable Judy Greer in a purple snowmobile suit with a high-powered rifle and a scope. Man, Judy Greer is a bad woman. Man, Judy Greer makes for a formidable bad guy. So the rest of the movie is a bit of a cat and mouse, with Barb trying to save the young woman and Judy Greer's character, who's known as Purple Lady, trying to kill Barb to stop her. Now, she has a big plan for this young woman. I will tell you right now, I think that ultimately it's not very believable, but it makes for a nice cat and mouse thriller during the rest of this film. Now, first things first, this is a taut and very exciting thriller. And credit to the actors, but also to the filmmakers. There's no superfluous stuff here. There's a little bit of character stuff, which is quite appealing, but for the most part, it's just Barb against the Purple Lady and trying to save this young woman because that's the right thing to do, and knowing that she could get killed for her actions here. There is a scene where Barb actually does get shot and has to deal with the bullet wound herself on the fly, shall I say, and it's really tense. And I spent the whole time going, how are you going to fix yourself, patch yourself up, but how are you going to do it before Purple Lady comes back with that rifle? Really good, well-made thriller here. Now, Emma Thompson is wonderful here. This is another one of those movies where you get an actor who can really act and you put her in a genre role, and then we're always surprised when they do some genuine acting here. I loved her character here. Barb is mourning the death of her husband. She has lots of flashbacks, thinking about her life with her husband, what's going to happen now that he's gone. She is a woman who is grieving, but she's also a woman who feels compelled to act, to do what's right here. It's a wonderful character. And credit Emma Thompson for giving it far more depth than it probably deserved, and certainly more depth than we would have gotten with it in the hands of a lesser actor. And like I said, Judy Greer, sans makeup, just going out there, purple snowmobile suit and a rifle, very formidable. And she's a little crazy. It's funny because her husband is played by Mark Menchaca with a big old beard, and he's kind of an idiot. And at first we think he's the villain, but no, it's Judy Greer's the bad guy. She's the one wearing the pants in this family, or at least the purple snowsuit pants. And boy, you can understand why he is scared to death of her and why Barb should be scared too. Judy Greer should make more bad guy movies here. She's wonderful here, and it's just kind of funny because we all love Judy Greer playing, the girlfriend, the mother, the wife, so she's always a great, fun, lovable character. Now this time, she's really quite evil and really quite good. I've also got to say that I really enjoyed the production design of this movie. Once again, when you can, hire God to be your cinematographer and your production designer. This is set all in the backcountry. Lots of, pine trees covered in snow. That iced over lake is really quite formidable here. It makes for a good location. The film is so cold, I was freezing. And then I was thinking, is that the sound of a blizzard going on? Then I realized I'm in Texas, so it was just the air conditioning up at top notch here. But really a cold movie. Bring a sweater, you may want to. Really well done production design. Looks very desolate and looks really dangerous because you're out in the middle of nowhere where no help is coming to help you. So look, like I said, I thought this was a very good movie. Solid acting, great production design, and a quick and to-the-point thriller that was really good. It does have some plot holes, and I'll tell you right now, the final revelation about what these bad guys are trying to do with the young woman, yeah, that's silly. I didn't care about that. But it's not the first time we've seen an action movie where the big bad's plans are just, crazy here. So I think this one's really well made. It's not playing in the widest release, but if it's in a theater near you, it's certainly worth seeing, or certainly worth seeing at home when it hits home streaming. I give Dead of Winter 3 stars out of 4. So like I said, surprised at how much I really enjoyed this movie. I do appreciate a quick and to-the-point thriller like this one here. I hope you go and see it. I hope you can find it. And if you do, feel free to come back here and comment and tell me if you think I'm right or wrong. We always love your comments here. Be sure, of course, to subscribe to my channel so you get all of my quick movie guy quick takes just as soon as they come out. And subscribe to the podcast, Two Movie Guys. Everywhere you get your podcast, you can listen to my friend Joe Fryer and I go into greater detail onto all of the week's big new movies. Once a week, we release the podcast. It's called Two Movie Guys. I hope you'll subscribe and tell your friends about it. Okay, we're just getting started, and next up will be one of the most anticipated films of the fall. It's the latest from Paul Thomas Anderson. It's called One Battle After Another. That's coming up next. We'll see you then. Bye.